Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode on the Nemesis Metaverse. I'm Amelia Tomasicchio, CEO and co-founder at Cryptonomist, and today we are here to interview the NFT artist Andrea Chiampo. Thank you so much, Andrea, for joining us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much, Amelia, for inviting me, and glad to be here.
Can you introduce yourself and tell us more about you and how did you start with NFTs?
Yeah, so basically, I come from the entertainment industry, and I've been doing concept art for 10 years almost. And I was mainly working for movies and some video games, but mainly working for cinema directors and film productions. And till yeah, a couple years ago when I started um, you know being interested in NFTs and all the mechanism that could have brought me to the independency as an independent artist. So yeah,
So it's been a couple of years now.
yeah.
And how did you get in contact with the NFT space?
So basically, it was kind of impossible to not notice at some point on Instagram and Twitter, and actually not first Instagram, because then I went back to Twitter thanks to NFTs. But at first, like on Instagram, you could see everyone talking about NFTs, but actually for me it was just like three letters in a row for like a couple weeks, and I was like, why is everyone talking about what is this? I was not even interested. But it was everywhere to the point I say, okay, let me check what the actual um, what's the
Yeah.
actual meaning, of this thing. And then I discovered this new word, and like when you open your eyes for the first time, it's like, oh my God, what is this? And then of course at the time, I think was January 2021, maybe the last week, yeah, of December. So in a way, it was like at the peak of where Ethereum was going up, and NFTs they were like going kind of crazy with crazy sales and stuff, which is not actually what really brought me to the NFT space. Was of course like money can be a way we can survive and build things, but for me was the main interesting thing when I kind of studied the case was a brand new technology to give authenticity and like this sort of certificate for digital art, which of course brought value to something that had known before. So digital art, and I can say this because for a decade I was working as a digital artist, um, giving a service. Of course, I had my personal art and I was doing in my spare time, but mainly my digital art was given to a client, which was a service, and that was the maximum value you could have, especially for people outside the industry. They were in a way, yeah, oh cool, you worked on Jurassic Park, oh cool, you worked on Star Wars, oh blah 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 blah. But at the very end, the digital art itself was just, oh cool, this is cool, but as it had no value compared to traditional art, where you could actually sell the painting or make exhibitions or actually being considered artists in career. We were like a niche of technicians almost seen by like people in general, and we actually were in a way. So again, NFTs for me was mainly the technology, and of course, then when I decided a few months later to quit the industry and focus 100% of the NFTs, because I realized, of course, even money-wise, money could give me the independency to spend my full time into my art. That's only the value I give to money nowadays. It's not really, oh, I want as NFT space used to say, I don't want the Lambo. When Lamborghini. I never cared of the Lambo, but I wanted um, funds to make my art um, more feasible, more, like to spend more time on my projects. And imagine to be 10 years working for studios and then having this urge of doing your personal art, but you do it almost on every time on weekends or after work when you're already retired, you know. It's
spare time.
in spare time, you know. It's quite different when now, for example, now it's almost, yeah, it's like a year I haven't worked at any other job than my project, and it's fantastic. Of course, like it's not easy because it's like, oh my God, this is a new world. I have so many responsibilities, but it's beautiful because everything is on me, everything I can be decided. And thanks to NFTs, I have enough um, time and sources to invest in myself and in my art.
So, what's your main project you are working on right now?
So as it's quite clear online. I'm like teasing for weeks, maybe months now. It's big project. I will soon reveal the first chapter, and it's I don't know how to say it without spoil anything. Um, I can say that I will show to the world. I mean, this is too big. I will show to the people around me and the people interested what's the meaning behind the name I gave to the collection, Future to Past. And I will show how I meant since the beginning, even way before NFTs, with the collection, um, what is actually a futured past. That's what everything I can say.
And
And
talking about your work before the NFTs, I know you collaborated to create a few characters for the famous Netflix series The Sandman.
yeah,
Can you tell us more about how did it go? How you came in contact with them? I don't know,
yeah. So
backstage.
yeah, so at the time I was working for Disney, and that's the reason why I moved in London a few months before COVID. And I moved here because I wanted to join a studio. I was freelancing for many years from Torino for like big studios like Netflix, 20th Century Fox. But what I was really missing was to share my job with people in a studio. So when Disney Industrial Light and Magic, which is a VFX department, called me to work with them, I decided to join the studio. So once I joined the Disney studio, a lot of projects came in because it's not like only specifically for Disney products. It's not, oh yeah, you work for Disney, so you work for Cinderella or whatever. It's like way different. You work for many different things. So this job came about Sandman and Neil Gaiman um, comic book from decades ago, actually. And they wanted to make with Netflix a take for a TV show. And when the job came to me, I felt immediately like, oh, this is so me. You know, I want to really do creatures for this show. And then I end up working for almost maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I don't remember actually, but almost every day working on characters, environments. Once they liked and we felt a connection between me and the production and people supervising. They almost gave me like quite, I can't say everything, but a lot of stuff. I was probably the main figure out where they were outsourcing concept art. So it was a nice journey, and it's been amazing to see people reaction. They love the characters, and for me it was really unusual to create something cute because I'm more creature, scary creature, alien and stuff. But that Goldie, the little gold creature dragon, was a fun one to work with. And actually, I need to credit also Leonardo Viti, which was the guy, colleague and close friend to me, who then took my concept and made the actual final 3D, which of course was an improvement of my concept. And which actually, yeah, now I'm gonna I go there. But it's amazing when you see like collaboration in production where you give a concept, it's already a good stage, you think it's almost finished, but then someone in production will it brings to the next level, spending like months, on something. Um, so yeah, but it's always nice to see your creations to bring life in a show or a video game or whatever, especially when they are well made. So it was a fun run.
And as we can't reveal more about your future projects, can you tell us more about your past projects in an NFT space? Where
Yeah,
did you drop? How is going on,
yeah.
etc.
So basically, what happened at the time, I was working probably still at Sandman when I got invitation to join Super Rare, which it's still the leader of 101 One Piece NFT pieces. And at the time, I was, for me, it was like a dream because, of course, as an observer of the NFT space, I was aiming to go there. But then I minted my first piece, and because I was busy and because I wasn't sure what to do with offers, I didn't accept any offer for 6 months, maybe not six, but yeah, maybe 4 months. Which for some people I was crazy because I didn't accept like really good offers. But for me, it was like, let me really observe because the first thing I learned about blockchain is that it's forever. So and at the time everything was selling for such like high price, even like a bit more not really fair something, like you could see like
Yeah.
rocks selling for millions, and of course it was not really the art but the project, blah blah. But still, I said, if this thing can sell only because it's really well marketed or because the project is nice behind and people got it, I need to work on myself. I need to work on how I sell the project and how people perceive the project. So I didn't really accept it or did any big move until I could spend the proper time, study the case, and blah blah blah. So I did. So in June, I quit my job at Disney. I took some freelance for Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves, and then after that, like August and September, yeah, I started to properly mint and accept offers, changing strategy, and actually it worked. And also gave the to collectors the confirm that I was there, you know, to grow. If you don't accept really good offers, um, it means actually because I didn't disappear. I was like already still tweeting and stuff, but I just didn't accept the at the
Okay.
time 5 ETH offer. So in a way, it was like, oh, this guy knows the value of the art, and I know it was kind of ambitious, but it was even to
Work.
respect. Yeah, it worked, and it was to respect my art, especially looking at what was selling around me. Not to take anything out or off to the other artists, but I was just, if this thing is selling this, I'm not less. I don't want to be less. I don't want to show I'm less. My project deserve it. So at the time, I decided to go with Futured Past because it was a project I really loved, and um, it started way before NFTs, and I was just finding the right way to present it to the world. At the beginning, I wanted to do like anonymous book and keep the like an anon, so anonymous figure behind this really cryptic book. But then I said, let me use my name and let me use my career and everything to show people I'm here for staying. I'm here with a past in digital art, and I took the train of NFTs, showing that that was my project. And actually, so far it worked. I kept the scarcity and quality over quantity. So I never done edition so far, apart from a Pepe. But Pepe is another chain in Bitcoin XCP. But I did, if I'm not wrong, only 9 pieces in 2 years, and with the goal of growing each time and just reaching what I think is the real value of the project itself, and that's why that's my strategy, and so far it's working. Less is more always.
So, in general during your career, what are the highlights of your career? What are the thing you are most proud of as an artist?
So I think the most that this maybe sounds cheesy, but the proudest moment I have is when I took decision where people couldn't understand, but I had such a clear vision of what I wanted to do that I couldn't even listen people saying no, this is not. This is not." I was already projecting me in the future, and this was when I was a product designer. I studied at design at university, and actually, when imagine like um, you see your like for example, my family's always supported me, but imagine you see your son like after 3 years graduated and everything was like perfect, saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna change career. In a way, I'm gonna do everything I took, bye bye, and then I wanna work for movies." Which in a way I already knew it would have worked, um, because design was as the basic, at the base of then my career. And of course, then when I reached my first big studio, and imagine as a 23 years old, I got the offers by 20th Century Fox, and it was really fun and funny because I got this email I thought was a scam. Not scam, but like a fake email of this director saying, "Yo, bro, I'm a huge fan of your work. Later, a producer is gonna contact you. Bye bye. This is about a movie for Fox." And I was like, "What?" Like
Yeah.
super informal. But then I appreciate it, because it was more like less formal. And then actually, I didn't expect, but it really came an official email from 20th Century Fox to work for them. And for me, it was like one of the happiest day in my life because it was a dream coming true. And then, of course, um, projects themselves, they didn't really touch me so much because once you touch one big studio, I mean that in a way was achieved goal, and now it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna contribute to projects and whatever. I wasn't wowed by
Yeah.
big names. I was more wowed by cool projects that sometimes they were not from Disney studios or like big companies, but from small companies and with people with a great vision. And and yeah, and I hope I will share soon one of them. I can't say because it's not out yet, but I will let you know once it's out. Something I did a
Yeah, for
few years
sure
ago.
we will do another interview in January because you have to tell us more about your future project that you couldn't
Yes,
reveal. So thank you so much for your time and for this interview. And yeah, again, I hope to interview you again in like
yes.
1 month maybe.
I can't wait. Yeah, I will
Thank
share.
you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bye bye.